What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. Hi if you're new here. Hi if you're not. My name's Danielle. I make a ton of content here on YouTube, specifically talking about discussing debunking the problematic or rather questionable behavior found in the life, spiritual, and business coaching spaces. If you are new here, I recommend you get started with this playlist here. I have over 100 videos discussing this topic. And if you're not new here, hi, welcome back. Welcome to the great outdoors. Hopefully my microphone does a good enough job at masking the sounds of nature. Today, we have gathered here to listen to yet another scam story. If you yourself have been negatively impacted by a coaching relationship, you can feel free to submit your story to the form linked in the description down below. That will give you the opportunity to either come here on the channel for an interview, or I will take the story you submit and read it out to the viewers, which is what we're going to do today. You can check out the other scam stories in this video here, or if you'd rather listen to the interviews I've conducted with the numerous individuals who have been negatively impacted by the coaching industry, you can go ahead and check out this playlist here. Now that we have that out of the way, let me just say that merch dropped here on the channel a couple weeks ago, so you can click the store down below to learn more about that. Shout out to the channel VIP members, as well as Zerify, Tom, Suzanne, and Harrison in the billionaire tier. That's it for my rambling. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. I have been a spiritual person for as long as I can remember. I'm in my mid-30s and am self-employed. I go to networking events to find clients and referral partners for my business. One such event is a monthly women's networking group where members of the group can choose to be featured as a speaker and give a talk on something from their area of expertise. I've been a part of this group for a couple of years and I've met many incredible people there. So my guard was fully down when I encountered this particular spiritual coach. I felt safe in this group. Can I just say, and I have said this in other videos, if you are a self-employed individual who is struggling to either make other friends who are business owners or find clients, I honestly think, despite the fact that this is a scam story, networking events are highly underrated as a way to meet new people and make new connections. I feel like as we've started to become more digital and spend so much time on the internet, we really tend to underestimate the power of meeting people in the real world, in real life, and making connections that way. Obviously, practice discernment, be careful, and don't fall for scams. Easier said than done, I know. Part of our talk was a guided visualization. I was moved and after the talk went to meet this coach to talk about her upcoming group coaching program. It started the following day. She told me that the cost was around $3,000 for the 2-month program and that there was a $1,000 deposit to join, but we could set up a payment plan for the remaining portion. I told her I didn't have that much money. She asked if it felt like a full body yes for me. I said yes, of course, but I don't have the money. She asked if I believed in myself. Of course, I said yes. I remember being taken aback by the way she phrased her questions, her intense eye contact, and her insistence on figuring out what was holding me back. She said, "How much can you do for a deposit?" I said, "I have $100 at the moment." She said she would accept my $100 as a deposit and we could work out the payment details on our intake call before the group started the next day. Okay. Let me get this straight. So she told you the program was going to be $3,000 with a $1,000 deposit, presumably. Then you would only owe $2,000. You told her you didn't have the money, and then rather than say,
"Okay, sorry, call me later."
she instead offered you to pay $100 and then you would still owe her the $2,900 and you were going to work out a payment plan. That's giving hard sell, high pressure sales tactics, which if you've been around on my channel for a while, you know that I hate this. I was ecstatic. The group did sound incredible. Plus, I always dreamed of someone believing in me so much that they would help me out of the goodness of their heart. I thought that this was a dream come true. Silly me. Okay, this part is interesting because I think it really touches on something that I talk about a lot on the channel, and it's the idea of why people fall for scams. I did a whole full-length video on this topic if you haven't seen that video, but a lot of the times the narrative and the rhetoric that I see online is that people who fall for scams are stupid, it's your own fault if you get scammed, etc., etc. And while to a degree, sure, there is a level of personal responsibility we all need to take for the decisions we make, I think that this particular comment, the fact that she was so excited someone finally believed in her, really highlights the vulnerable position that a lot of people find themselves in when they fall for any kind of scam. It's very rare that someone who is in a really good place and feels really good about their life or their business or wherever they're at is going to be willing to pay someone thousands of dollars to help them change that circumstance, right? It always pretty much, from the research I've done, the people I've talked to, comes from a place of vulnerability. And I really just want to mention that because I think that this particular comment highlights that exactly. I don't really remember the call the next day. I just remember feeling so excited to start. I even signed a contract. I didn't tell my fiance about the cost of the group. I expected this group to solve all my problems and help me get over the blocks causing me to not make money. Stupid, I know, but she was a good salesperson. I believed in her. Okay, important to note here, if you're watching this and you're the one who submitted this story, you are not stupid. So many people that I've spoken to, myself included, have been in this exact position. I can literally picture the day that I signed the contract to work with my first coach, who I paid $4,500 to, who taught me literally nothing. It was on my lunch break at my 9 to 5 job. I used to go to this specific walking trail down by the water, and I can actually picture myself on the phone with this coach. We did like an on the phone sales call. She sold me into the program. I said, I'm going to send you the money right now. I like ran back to my car, signed the contract, sent the money through PayPal, did not tell my partner. Nobody knew for years after I made that investment that I had done it. So unless I'm stupid, just know you're not stupid for falling for this. It happens to the best of us. And in fact, if you're watching this video and you've had a similar experience, please let us know in the comments if you're comfortable sharing, because I think it's important to show and to demonstrate that you're not alone in making decisions like this. My first payment was due in 1 week. I would be allowed to participate in the first group meeting and then make a payment of, I think it was $900. Guess who didn't have the money? This girl. So I called her the day before the second group meeting and said I needed to quit. I couldn't afford the program and needed to cut my losses. She quickly pulled me back in. Again, she asked if it was a full body yes, if I believed in myself, if I thought I needed this experience. She said we could adjust the payment schedule to be a better fit. We agreed on $500 every 2 weeks. Okay, again, just clarifying. You tell her you can't afford the program. She convinces you to sign up and lowers the payment plan. 2 weeks later, you tell her you can't afford to make the payment plan. Rather than say,
maybe this program isn't a right fit for you right now, come back when you have the money,
she essentially, in my opinion, manipulates you into sticking into the program, continuing to stretch yourself too thin, and to continue to pay for a program that you can't afford. There are so many things that I do not like about this, and we'll get into it later. I finally had to come clean with my fiance. It was a big deal. I talked to my therapist about it. He and I talked about it. I cried a lot. I thought I needed this program. I really thought this was the thing that would change our lives. It was wrong of me to make such a big purchase without consulting him. We really weren't in a position to be spending money on non-essential things. This definitely wasn't essential. I know that now, but he's amazing and said we would figure it out if it was so important to me. I love him so much. I will say that I am glad you have a supportive partner who was able to help you through this situation. I think it's really important that you don't discount the amount of manipulation that, in my opinion, is happening here that caused you to end up in this situation in the first place. I was able to make my first $500 payment and my second. Even though it hurt financially, I saw it as proof that it was working. Then we found out a family member was dying and we needed to say goodbye to her. I couldn't send my payment to this coach. I called her again to tell her the situation. I told her these payments were causing a lot of hardship on my family. She said me not making my payments was causing her family financial hardship, even though she was getting ready to go on a trip to another country. See, my payment is what she was planning on using for her bills while she was away. I said, I don't really know what to do. Can I send you half? Then I can still go see this family member and you can still pay some of your bills. She asked that I send the second half in 2 weeks. We agreed and I sent her $250. Okay, so here comes the manipulation, more manipulation, the guilt, the shame. Guys, I hope you have those coaching bingo cards ready, because this coach is checking off all the boxes. So now it's Christmas time and the group is over, and again, I'm telling her I can't pay her. The contract had something about if I don't make the payment on the agreed upon date, that the card she had on file would be charged the following day. Oh my God, I know. Yes, I gave her my card to keep on file. I've been there. I had always let her know ahead of time that I wouldn't be able to make payment, so it hadn't been charged. But this time I told her to go ahead and try to charge it, because sometimes my bank would pay automatic payments even if it meant my account was overdrawn. She tried and it failed, thankfully, and we scheduled a call to go over my payments again. She let me know $250 was immediately due, plus a $50 late fee. Her text to me said,
we can discuss details on what steps are next on the call. I hope you have a beautiful holiday, and I'm holding the vision of our loving conversation next week.
I don't remember the call well. It's been almost a year, but once again, she convinced me to stick with the plan. But surprise, surprise, the group program did not, in fact, solve any of my problems. Okay, wait. So, I just want to make sure that I'm following this correctly. You guys who are following in the comments can let me know. Okay, let's call the client here Sally, as we always do. Sally is telling the coach she can't afford this program. The coach is gaslighting and manipulating her into believing in herself, promising she'll set up a payment plan to make it affordable, commit to the program. Coach lets Sally complete the program, participate in the program, even though she's not paying her. This whole situation just seems so weird to me. I was still broke, and so 2 weeks into the new year, I sent her this message. Hi, coach. I'm sorry I won't be able to make a payment. The payments are too high, and I don't know when I'll have the ability to make these large payments. I never should have signed up in the first place, but your belief in me made me think that I could make it happen. It's causing a lot of financial stress for me and my family. I'm really sorry. I can send you $100 today and more in a couple weeks for sure. I'm doing my best. I sent her $100. It took a couple of hours, and her response to me made me feel so many things. First of all, again, if you're the one that submitted this story and you're watching this video, I just want to commend you for your transparency. I think based on the conversations I've had and just a lot of the stories that I've read online, I don't often see clients being so transparent with the coach about their financial situation and how much they're struggling. I think a lot of the times there's a lot of shame and guilt associated with, making particular commitments that rather than openly say, like, oh, I can't afford the payments, we charge it to multiple different credit cards, or we get a line of credit, or we borrow money from family members. And so I really think it's important to give yourself a little bit of kudos for your transparency. Like from what you're telling in this story, from the get-go, you've been transparent that this is a very financially uncomfortable situation that you're in and that it's not super accessible for you. And so I think there is credit due in the fact that you didn't mislead this coach into thinking that you had some amount of money that you don't have. You've been transparent this whole time. And the fact that she's not honoring that, to me, is more her responsibility than yours. Although I'm sure in her response, she's not going to feel that way. So let's see what she had to say. She said, "Hi, Anonymous. I appreciate that you can't make the payment today. I've been there and it sucks. I understand that this is an area of discomfort and stress, and you are not alone in that. You not making the payment at the agreed upon schedule is causing financial stress for me and my family as well. We cannot go backwards in time. You can't unlearn what you received. At the initial networking event, you connected with what was possible for yourself and your life, and you chose to sign up for this course knowing what the investment was. You believed in yourself enough to lean into this experience, and as much as I believed in you, I cannot believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That is your work to do. Everything is an opportunity for us to see ourselves, and so I invite you to take responsibility and reflect on this. Your life is a reflection of your deepest beliefs. So where are you playing small? Where are you not keeping your word with yourself? What in your life is giving you these results? I witness the powerful woman you are, and I'll be honest, you're better than this. I will not enable your smallness nor accept you deflecting responsibility. I believe that you are capable of being a woman of your word and living in integrity. It diminishes your power to say that you shouldn't have taken the course, or that my belief in you is why you aren't showing up honoring your word. You are the only person responsible for your life. Thank you for sending the $100, and please continue to make payments as you can. I know you are capable of being the woman you want to be and creating the life you wish to have. It is possible, and you are the one who makes it so. I love you, and I'm here for you as you stand for your greatness. You can always reach out to me to remind you of that." There is an airplane flying over my head. Okay, to me, this response is problematic for a number of reasons. First of all, I really think that it manipulates Sally's emotions and entirely shifts the blame for the financial situation of either party onto Sally. Like, yes, at the beginning, the coach acknowledges, this must be a financially challenging situation for you, but then she immediately switches it to,
Because of your decision, I am now in a financially difficult situation as well.
which to me is weaponizing her guilt to make her feel sorry for a situation that she's in because she used hard selling tactics, high pressure sales tactics to get this person to sign up in the first place. Like, what did you expect to happen? And again, just like we see in so much of the content that I post on this channel, the whole narrative of playing small or not living in integrity, to me, makes the coach seem like they're telling Sally that the reason why you aren't successful is because you didn't believe hard enough in yourself, which we see so much in the spiritual manifestation space, which if you haven't seen my video on manifestation, I would recommend you go watch that after this. But all of the subtle shaming in this response, things like,
You're better than this. I will not enable your smallness.
to me is such an icky way to not take accountability for the fact that the client ended up in this situation because you manipulated them into it. Allegedly, in my opinion. It's fake. It's fake especially the "I love you" at the end. Like, someone get me a bucket. I'm gonna throw up. Okay, so Sally then continues, "I blocked her after that and did not send her any more money because life has really not gone as planned. And once again, this group didn't solve my problems and I'm still not rolling in the dough. I'm still fully intending on paying her back. I just don't have have it right now. Honestly, Sally, you are better than me. I would be running for the hills. Bye, see you later, not my problem. And I'm sure you're wondering, what could this group program possibly be? What could entice you so much that you would omit important info from your fiance and get yourself into a sticky financial situation? Wrong, Sally. Like I've already said, so many of us have been in this situation. So many of us have fallen victim to these people who are so good at emotionally manipulating you into believing that their thing is like the secret answer you need to solve all your problems. When shocker, typically it's not. So again, if you feel some type of way about this situation, watch some more of my videos, learn that you're not alone. And if you've been in this situation and you're not Sally, let us know in the comments. How are you doing? Are you in a better place now? Because you probably are once you got rid of all the bullshit. Here are some of the marketing phrases. This is the woman who is ready to step into her power and create the life she always wanted. Live your life with passion and purpose, an 8-week in-person intimate immersion where you will explore your authentic embodiment, discover your unique gifts, learn how to use them, and revel in your divinity. Are you ready to say yes to you? Okay, I'm actually finding this kind of funny because if you are in the Life Coach Snark subreddit that I spend so much time in, you've probably seen these posts, but I will pop it up on the screen here and I will make sure to pin it in the comments and put it in the description. There is an individual on Reddit who is making the most hilarious graphics, essentially mocking this part of the coaching industry. But they posted one the other day that literally sounds exactly like this. So again, you can pause to read if you want, but this gave me a little chuckle because it brought to mind that post. The group was 4 people plus the coach. We met at her home for 2 hours once a week, and she had a dedicated space for us. We journaled, we told each other things we wanted out of life, we did some physical activity to loosen up the stuck energy, we danced, we worked with Plant Ally, we did energy clearing with a guest, her partner. I thought after the energy clearing that I would move beyond my depression. Silly me. It did feel good, but did it feel life-changing? A lot of stuff I had learned already in my own spiritual journey. I really enjoyed getting to know the other group members. We also received a one-on-one healing session with the coach during the 8 weeks. We spent mine trying to magically heal my money problems with visualization and some kind of energy work. I learned much later that she was NLP certified, and when I dove into the NLP rabbit hole, I felt a lot less idiotic for getting myself into this mess. At the end of the group, we did a photo shoot. That was part of the cost, paying for the photographer. She made it clear that I wouldn't have access to my individual photos until I was fully paid. I've never seen those photos. I was hoping to use them as a Christmas present to my fiance, but that's what I get for signing up for something I couldn't pay for. Editing Danielle here. My camera died right as I was wrapping up filming for this video, so I'm just going to conclude the story with the last bit of summary here from the submission. Long story short, I signed up for a coaching program I couldn't afford. I tried to quit and was manipulated back in. I continued to struggle to make payments and tried to tell this coach I really couldn't afford this. She told me to take personal responsibility and that not paying her made me not in integrity. To her credit, I did get to participate in the group program even without being fully paid. So I don't know if this was a typical scam story, but her final message to me really made me feel shitty. And the way she handled me trying to quit and not being able to pay felt really manipulative and cold, despite her appearance of being all love and light. I find it pretty interesting that she allowed the individual to complete the program without paying her. I think as a service provider myself, that's pretty interesting that you would let someone who hasn't paid you participate in a program in its entirety, especially when they've repeatedly expressed that they're not in a financial position to be able to pay you. And then you turn around and use that participation as a means of making them feel guilty for having participated without paying. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But alas, I digress. I will agree that the coach's response was very manipulative while also falsely presenting as being empathetic and considerate of your situation. It seems to me that they only did that as a means of further manipulating you into sticking around, continuing to pay. Overall, this whole situation came off to me as very unpleasant, and I'm really sorry that you had this experience. As always, I appreciate the transparency. So if you're watching this video and you're the one who submitted this story, thank you so much for your contributions to the content here on the channel. And I really just hope that you're in a better place, understanding that you are not fully responsible for what took place here, despite whatever this coach is trying to make you believe. Big thank you to everyone who is watching this content. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up on your way out. If you have a scam story you want to submit, the form to do so is linked in the description down below. That's going to be it for today's video, and I will leave you here on screen with the story of a woman who became a life coach at 20 years old, if you haven't seen that. So take care, comb your hair, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!